So, hello everyone. Welcome back to Domits podcast at a lovely SRH Harlem. And today it's your favorite Dan, and guess who it is for the seventh time in a row?
It's Giel again. Surprise, surprise.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Not like you left or anything,
No,
but still.
about to say.
So I'm still a little bit of sick.
A little bit sick.
A little
but
bit sick.
It won't stop us, 7 in a row.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
absolutely. But hey, so today we're going to talk about, remember one of the first episodes that we did? It was about our onboarding and how we feel at the company and how like the product progress is happening.
Yeah, just how we felt when we came in.
Yeah.
What we thought about the company, how we felt about the product, about how far the product was with the functionalities, and how far the progress has come since.
So this
we
is
thought it would be
this
good
an
to
update.
just revisit it, see how we feel. Are we comfortable? What do we think of hospitality tech? Yeah, just a bit more that way.
Yeah.
So then you start. What's your position now? Have you promoted? How are you feeling?
Yeah, so now I'm doing the whole commercial side. So in those words, I could say it's head of growth and strategy for commercial management. So at this point in time, I have some people that report to me. So I'm building a kind of a healthy work environment around sales and around commercial side. So well, pretty much the same. But yeah, it's about gathering the people and kind of building an understanding of how everything should work and like a healthy side. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Compared to the start, of course, you just started as a sales rep.
Mm-hmm.
But I think quickly, because of motivation and results, turned into like the management of sales. Also because we had more people coming in within sales, and we needed somebody to lead them. Sounds good.
Yeah, and then you need to kind of let those people know what we do, what we work on, and certain kind of ins and outs of sales, and kind of, you just need to also pass down. The least you can do is pass down the information about the product and sales.
Yeah, maybe somebody to fall back on during the onboarding, because we didn't really have that. Of course, we had like Stefan, the company leader, but he's busy, and now we actually have somebody within sales. Like, hey, if you have a question about sales, go to Dan. He'll probably be able to help you. I think it's very healthy for the workplace to have a person
absolutely.
like that. Of course, you can give it a fancy title and a fancy name. But it's just an upgraded.
Yeah, but one person can only do so much,
Exactly.
And what about you?
Yeah, for me, I came in as a product manager. I'm the one managing the product vision. So, hey, where's the product going? Assigning tasks, but mainly thinking about, hey, okay, what functionalities do we have now? What functionalities do we need in the future? And what functionalities do we need in the far future? Like, where are we going? So I manage issues, I manage tasks within the team, but I also manage a roadmap for like the coming months. And then I manage a product vision for, let's say, the coming year. And I started out as a sales reps as well. So just gathering leads, calling people.
Yeah.
But I quickly found out that, first of all, I needed to spend more time for my school research, which is about improving the whole structure within the company. So also product management pretty much.
Yeah.
So I stepped down from doing sales as well, and I focused on management and my research. And now I just I make product videos for YouTube, and I do the podcast.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, but I stopped doing the sales. And I think I'm slowly growing within the product management, how I do it, my understanding of the company, my understanding of the people we work with, trying to not be HR, but kind of to keep an oversight on what are people doing, how are they functioning, what actions are required, because I think the company needs that. So
you don't necessarily need to be HR to build a good communal sense.
I think HR is maybe not necessary. I think accountability is very important.
Yeah.
And I think within a growing company like we have, I think accountability might sometimes not be the main priority in the beginning. But if you work with a team of not accountable people,
then nothing's going to happen.
Nothing's going to happen. And for example, I do stand-ups every morning and every afternoon I have a stand-up.
Same here.
And I've noticed less people coming. I've noticed less work being done. So I was like, yo, we have to do something about this because,
Yeah.
otherwise we're all mainly interns, right? So,
Yeah.
like if I would be getting paid a lot, of course I would be more motivated. I think that's obvious.
Yeah, that's kind of like the other side. The other page of the book for me is also kind of same. Whenever you're leading, whenever you're being a manager,
Yeah.
not even a manager, whenever you're just managing something, and especially people, it's like you know what you have to do, but sometimes you need to translate it to other people, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they are in the same headspace as you.
No, and that's all right. Of course, I can't know how a person is thinking. I can't know what they're
Yeah.
doing or why they might not be delivering.
Yeah, you cannot force them.
No,
You
but
know.
no, but especially as interns, like I'm only gonna do so much.
Yeah.
It's not. Of course, Stefan has that fire because it's his company, but for
Yeah.
me as a manager, it's just I'll manage people and I'll make sure like the work gets delivered. But yeah, I'm not gonna chase around people, micromanage.
Yeah.
If you don't do your stuff, yeah, you're not gonna pass your internship, and
E-
that's
even
not
though
my
me and
problem.
you, we have that fire in us as well, but
Yeah.
it doesn't actually mean that we can pass that fire on to those people. Like it's what we're striving for, but sometimes it's more than just being able to make somebody motivated. Sometimes it's just not up to you.
Yeah, and I
You
think
just-
that's what I learned in the
up to
first
them.
couple months of my internship. Like, do your own stuff,
Yeah.
especially because it's an internship. Like, if
Yeah.
you're a company, you're making money and you're paying people, then accountability is more important.
Being a
And,
team is still important, you know.
yeah, I think, of course, not everyone has the same motivation and discipline, but yeah, I think it's important to realize when that becomes too big of a problem.
Yeah, that's true.
And for now, that's not the case, but as you're head of sales, you see it within sales as well. I see it within the product side. I think it's important to not lose it out of sight. And I
Yeah.
think that's one of the insights I learned during my first couple months. I've learned a lot more about how the company works, about how we produce functionalities for our users. And I think if we want to scale, which we want to do now because we
Yeah.
finished most of the basic functionality, I think it's important to not only look at the product and, hey, what needs to be done. I think it's also important to look at the people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, what needs to be done there if you want to scale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we're dreaming pretty big, but
You need the right people for the job, kind
exactly,
of as well.
and the right amount of people. Because
Yeah.
even if you have a couple people doing nothing or not that much, 5 people doing not that much is better than no people at all. So I think it's a balance.
Yeah.
You don't expect everybody to give 100%. Of course not. I mean, you do, but it's not going to happen. So I think it's important to balance it, and I think we're a bit off balance. But that's all right.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the new objectives for me, at least the next months.
Well, comparing to our onboarding, I'd say the current onboarding is definitely better. At least with us
There's more people
having
to
all
catch up on.
information. Yeah.
If you have questions, you don't have to ask one person.
Yeah.
So Stefan doesn't have to answer to 8 people.
Yeah.
But I think the onboarding could still use improvement.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think it's a good thing to brainstorm over.
Yeah. Brainstorms are great to have. We have them every Monday and Friday as like a closing brainstorm.
Yeah, on Monday we have sales brainstorm. Like, what's the plan for the week? What are the goals?
Yeah.
And then
Any leads people want to show.
and then at the end of the week, I have one with the colleague and our company leader. You're not there. And that's mainly about, like, what's the plan for next week? Did we finish any functionalities? What are we looking at?
Yeah.
I think that one's really important to get a good idea of, who's doing what. Have we made progress? How do we communicate to sales? I think we're dreaming very big, and that's good, but I think we need to realize where we are. And I think we've made a lot of progress in the last month, but I think we shouldn't be blinded by progress.
Yeah.
Be realistic.
Yeah. Well, talking about progress and product, if you can, if you'd like to tell our listeners about the product progress.
I'd like that. So basically, what we focused on this period is, how do I say this easily? We've improved the onboarding for hosts, so people have you can have as many houses as you want, but for now the flow is updated to properly manually insert one house at a time.
Yeah.
And the flow is better. The UI looks way better. That was one of the priorities. We've added a calendar where you can import calendars for example, Airbnb or Booking or Vrbo, whatever. You could import it into Domits, and then you can see all the different calendars in one view.
Yeah,
so
combined.
you can import all three of those OTAs I just said, and then you can see which dates you have left, etc. You don't have to hop in between websites. It's a big one.
And OTAs, the OTA, what does it
so
stand
OTA is
for?
an
So
online
people know?
travel agency. So
Yeah.
say Airbnb, say Booking. So that's a big one. Of course, we did a UI overhaul as well. We're doing a UI overhaul of the whole system. So every single tab is now almost looking uniform and the same. We had a bit of informalities. How do you say it?
Informalities.
We're also focusing on a unified inbox for communication.
Yeah.
So
Messaging.
yeah, so when you get a message on Airbnb, it will be translated into Domits. When you get a WhatsApp message, we're working on WhatsApp now. Also did the UI overhaul. And there's a lot of other things in the background, but those are the main features which are finished.
Yeah.
And which are also on the priority list because a lot of clients which are planned for the future have asked for them, especially the calendar bit.
What about the financial side?
For the financial side, we're working on dynamic pricing now. So we're working on different rate plans for listings. We're working on cancellation policies. So if a guest cancels, you get money back, etc. You can choose
great.
which one. We're doing a UI overhaul of the financial screen right now. So there's different graphs showing occupancy, showing daily, like the general rates you earn. And like I said, the UI is getting changed, and we're working on the systems behind it to track how much money, to track if we want to add new insights, forecasts. But our main priority for now is the onboarding flow, like I said, when you upload a house and the calendar. Those were the main. And we have a couple other features in development, which I won't really talk about. I have one which is interesting, though. We have a couple of leads who are interested. One of them is from you. Is the task management system, where you can create tasks, assign them to cleaners, etc. To have an overview of which listings need to be cleaned after checkout. If you have any broken lamps, which needs to be, it's a good way to track. And then
those cleaners can also get into the system and see those tasks as well.
Yeah, one of our features is compliance right now. It's called I don't exactly know what the what do you call it? Like the IAM. I don't exactly know what it's
the abbreviation. What it stands for?
Okay. Yeah. But basically, what it does is we can allow cleaners to go into the app. They will have less functionalities, less. They can only see.
Yeah, but they have visibility and
they can only see the task management.
Yeah,
and then they can see their tasks. They can manage them, close them, etc. And then the property manager can put them in. And that way it will be easier to, for example, use an external cleaning company to manage your cleanings for your checkouts.
I think it's a nice visibility both for hosts and kind of like the management.
Yeah, definitely.
Part, and for the cleaners or maintenance.
So I think it's a feature for the future. It's not finished yet, not at all. But that's one of the priorities right now to get that working, see how it holds up. But some of the things we've implemented are the calendar and the messaging, etc. So I think that's the main things.
Yeah. And then if you want to see how it looks and how it works, you can go onto the Domits website, and then you can go into Domits Academy. And then within Domits Academy, you can check the updates and the videos on the product, on how the PMS looks.
You can just go to our YouTube channel.
Or a YouTube channel directly.
If you go to Domits YouTube, we have... I made extensive showcase of pretty much the whole platform.
Yeah, looks good.
And of course, you can see yourself. You can make an account on domits.com, have a look. There's a lot of features still in the pipeline. We're not saying the product is finished, not at all.
But there's finally something tangible.
There's definitely progress, and there's also now features which people could actually use to manage a singular house.
Yeah.
And our next big step for the next 12 months is to see how can we translate this product into a product which can, for example, easily upload 20 houses at once. How can you manage a lot of reservations for different places instead of just one house? I think that's our main.
Yeah.
That's what I'm working on now. Like, what do we need to have for that, and how
Yeah,
do
no,
I
all
map
of this, what we're talking about right now, is it's amazing for the commercial side because we can finally show something.
Yeah.
Like we can actually provide a demo, answer more in-depth questions on what's in place. So you can actually sell. We can actually sell the product now.
Yeah, because before,
Well, not sell, because the unique selling point is
maybe
is
talk
that
about
it's
that
free.
for a bit. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's also a big point. That's kind of like if we in the future episodes are going to be talking about competition, and one of the things that we will be talking about as well, but I'll kind of say a couple words, is that the unique selling point is usually what it's in the name. You know, that's what helps you to gain a certain kind of
edge on the
an
competitive.
edge on the
Yeah.
competition. Yeah. So for us, it's that it's free. That the the property management system is free.
Mhm.
And then within the system, it's quite useful. So like, why would I use any other apps if I already have something that works and that is ready to be upgraded and like perfected, and it's also free. So I think that's a really good point.
Yeah, we
on
just want
Domits
to
PMS.
encourage people to use our platform. And then, of course, there's features which will be paid for, or there's other commissions paid.
Yeah.
But the PMS in general, the property management system, will
Yeah.
be free. And then, you can come into contact with us
Yeah.
about what we can do for you.
Yeah.
But I think that's the biggest part. You can just have a look, see if you like it, use it. And then if you want to really collaborate, or if you really want to up your game, then you can contact us and get a contract or pay for something.
Or at least if you're interested in kind of committing, then you can try the PMS and provide us with a user experience, certain things that you liked, that you didn't like, because I think there's a lot of potential with the PMS.
I think so too, but I think we're dreaming really big, like I said, which is really good. But we also need to be realistic. It's going to take a while before it's on a level where we can actually compete and before we actually, can printing money,
Sometimes
it's not about
you need
printing
to,
money for now. It's about finishing our damn product, which is going to take a while.
We're running towards our goal, but then life is about sometimes stopping and looking back.
Realize
kind
like
of-
last month
yeah.
where we were. We
Yeah,
have
look at the scenery around you, because at some point it's going to be too late.
Yeah. Sometimes your car runs out, and sometimes your car is going to run out of gas,
It is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. I think good episode.
Well,
I
that's a
hope we
good
informed you a
update.
bit about our update, how we're doing, how we managed our first couple. How long have we been here? Almost 1.5 months right now.
Yeah,
I think so. I think it's a good internship. I learned a lot from it.
Time flies.
We get a lot of responsibility, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, same
But
here.
sometimes it's a double-edged sword because you get a lot of responsibility, but you're still an intern, so it's not
It's
that you...
great, but it could be greater.
So, for now, let's just keep grinding, keep learning.
Yeah,
And I think that's all we can do. See where it brings us.
yeah.
Sounds good, right?
And then we're gonna be coming back with the next episode.
And then we're going to come back.
And then we're gonna
Episode
come back.
8 in a row, question
Yeah.
mark.
And then, at this point, you're pretty much a second host.
I was about to say.
one of the other plans, spoilers, it's going to be about UX, and UI
UX
design.
Yeah.
So we're going to be having one of our colleagues here.
Yeah, one of our designers.
Yeah. So
The only one, actually, but our designer.
and now I have attachment to UHeal. So there is no way that I'm here alone.
We only have 2 mics. Oh, no, we can get a third.
We can get a
Yeah,
third.
that's true. Now we'll get some new guests,
New
soon.
faces around here.
We're going to talk to another company in the area who's also doing hospitality management to
Yeah.
see if one of their interns would like to talk to us
Yeah,
about
absolutely.
how they manage their work structure, how their company is,
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be really interesting to not only reflect on our experience, but also hear from other people who are working in the same general area of expertise. I
Yeah.
think that would be good.
Yeah.
All right, Dan. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you too, and thank you for listening. And
Yeah.
we'll be seeing you around.
Episode 8. Tune in.
Ciao, ciao.
Thank you, guys.
Bye bye.